Hey there, lads and lasses. Check 1, 2. What happened to my mic? Suddenly I have no mic. Or do I? Let's bring the background music down a little bit. Let's bring my phone. Okay, there we go. Just my monitor. At the state fair right now, gotta go. Oh, lucky you. State fairs back in New England were really, really, really cool. The ones out here, not so much so. They're okay, but I really miss state fairs back in New England. We had a fair out there. I think they still run at the Deerfield Fair. We used to go to all the time. But dude, have fun. And hey, if you feel so inclined, you don't have to. But if you feel so inclined, post some pics in our Discord, or at least tell me about it. Tell me how it went. Okay, so normally we do a Kacchee Time stream here on Sunday, but Kacchee is still in Taiwan, so I'm going to sub in a Buffooncraft stream. Normally we start at 4. Today I started at 5. Started a little bit late, but we'll go 5 to 7 today, and we'll do some Buffooncrafting stuff today. Even though I feel like I'm kind of caught up in Buffooncraft now. We still have plenty that we can be doing in there, so Buffooncraft it is. Let's switch over to the display scene. Here we go. I'm just going to put that background music down there a little bit more. Okay. So you may be asking, this, or you may have noticed, this is not the Buffooncraft server. No, this is my creative test world. And I did not mistakenly log on, and I'm not confused. It is not Baby Zombie Rush Generations design today. It is Buffooncraft. And so I was just working on some design stuff. And what I was trying to do was I was trying to make a ghast farm without wither roses, because we're still relatively early game. We don't have a wither rose farm set up yet, and so I was trying to come up with a design that didn't use wither roses. And I don't really need it to be super high output, but I need the gas tiers for the potions of regen, which I'm going to stock. I'm going to share with our alchemist, Greener Canuck, and I'm going to use to stock as a substitute, or as a it'll act as Guinness for the pub. So I came up with a couple of different designs. The first thing I tried is, instead of wither roses, I tried sweetberry bushes, because all you have to do is put down a block of dirt, and they don't need water, so they grow in the nether, which is really good. So I just made your standard wither rose farm without the portals, and I just did the rail collection down below into a double chest, and instead of wither roses, I just used sweetberry bushes. But the sweetberry bushes, for some reason, won't kill the ghasts. I don't know why. I think they should, but they didn't. So yeah, I tried several different configurations with the sweetberry bushes and stuff, and they just wouldn't kill the ghasts. Another thing I tried was cactuses. And the problem with the cactus is I would set up cactuses in order for a ghast to spawn. You need a 5x5x4 area for them on which to spawn. And so I placed cactuses in those intervals, but often when a ghast will spawn in an enclosed area like that, it'll just stay still. It won't move. And that's a big problem. That is a big problem. So they would just sit in between the cactuses and just not move and not die. And so that design, I didn't think, I was really hoping that would work, and it just didn't work. And so this design is what I came up with next. As you can see, I have some skulk sensors in the corners there. And so when a ghast spawns, the idea is they trip the skulk sensor. The skulk sensor sends a signal up here, and I have dispensers filled with arrows, and it just rains arrows down on them and kills them. This is my own design. I didn't come up with, I didn't copy it. Somebody may have made a design like this before, but I haven't seen any on YouTube. So I just came up with this design. But I was really hoping for this design. It's not an efficient design. It's just cool. Right? Like tiling this would be, and making this super high output, no. This is just a fun, like, little farm, right? But and everything works just fine in it. If you see, we get down in here. If we do any movement at all, the skulk sensors go off and down come the arrows. Right? And so each one runs a quadrant, right? If I run over here, it rains the arrows down. It's really cool. But this, now, once the motion stops, the arrows stop. So this took quite a while to figure out, but I did get this to work like that. The problem is, though, same problem. When a ghast spawns, it doesn't move. It just sits there. And so if there's no movement, it won't make any sound, and the skulk sensors, it won't trip the skulk sensors. See? If he doesn't travel, he can kind of spin in place, but that won't trip the skulk sensors. He needs to actually move across some blocks. And he won't. Oh, by the way, with the cactus situation, I did have mine carts going back and forth across here. So when one spawned, I was hoping to be able to, the mine cart would swing by and pick up the gas and just ram it into the cactus and kill it. I tried doing something like that, but for some reason I couldn't get the mine carts to pick up the gas. So that's why the cactus situation. So I had stationary cactuses, not cacti, cactuses, set up in those 5x5, bounding those 5x5 areas, so the gas would not move into the cactus on their own. Like, that guy's just sitting there. He's not doing anything, right? And so that's what would happen with a cactus, right? Good Lord, if it isn't the mighty Oscar Diggs himself. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no see. How have you been? So you guys can see the auto shout out there for Oscar. You should definitely go check Oscar out. Oscar and I go back quite a ways. But we've been, I guess, both involved in our different streams, and I guess our schedules don't really cross over right now. So, but Oscar, I'm very, very pleased to see you. And you should just, viewers, you should definitely check out Oscar. Minecrafter, but has done some variety stuff as well. I guess most notable for your Oz build in Minecraft, in your Oz stream. It's all good. Our schedules haven't mashed, for sure, yeah. Yeah, ever since I resigned for the school, my schedule is very, very different now. Oscar, I'm very, very happy to see you. So you can see this guy just stays still, and as long as he does, he's not going to trip the skulk sensors at all. If he moves just a little bit, though... See, it does its thing just fine. but the gas has to move. And so my design works, except the gas doesn't move. So I'm sad. So I wanted to build this in Buffooncraft because Buffooncraft, we are still relatively early game in Season 5, and I needed the gas tiers, but we do not have a Wither Rose farm yet. And so I wanted to come up with just an early game, and the output doesn't have to be that high for right now, but just an early game gas farm so we can just get the gas tiers going. And then later when we get the Wither Rose farm built, then we can upgrade it and change it. But I really wanted to build this thing in Buffooncraft. And so if I could just get the gas to move, it would work. There's another requirement too. We need skulk sensors. So we need a deep dark biome at the very least. And right now we're bound inside a world border. And I don't believe anybody's found any yet. Too Tall! Hello, Thunder in chat. Too Tall, how are you doing? Does the gas move if you're in survival? Yes, if it sees you, it'll come at you. Definitely. But AFK is... I'm going to build this thing on the roof of the Nether, so ideally AFK is 128 blocks above it. Minus about maybe 5 blocks, so 123 blocks above it, above the roof of the Nether. And so that's the best spot for AFK. Now I could lower it enough so the ghast could see me from above, but then it's going to shoot fireballs at me, and I don't want that. And also, the spawn sphere will dip below the roof of the Nether, and so you'll get other mobs spawning underneath it. And that'll cut down the spawn rates. So as far as the player aggroing the ghasts, not ideal. Now, the ghasts could be aggroed maybe by passive mobs. I thought the gas movement was completely random. It is, but you got to kind of wait for it, right? I mean, it spawns and it just often in a confined area. If it's in a confined area, like in that box, it'll often just camp there. It'll just sit there. And, if it's out in the open, then it'll fly around a little bit. But for the most part, it'll just camp there and not do anything. Now, one of the things I thought of, Oscar, was maybe raise it by 1 block, and maybe that'll encourage the ghast to try to float around a little bit. But if it does, I don't think it's contacting the floor, and so the skulk sensors probably won't make any noise for the skulk sensors to detect. It's that chortling noise it makes doesn't seem to activate the skulk sensors. So now one of the things we can do is one of the things I was thinking on trying was to make one of those, what are the new skulk sensors called with the crystal on it? A tuned skulk sensor? What is that called? You guys know what I'm talking about. I just had it on the tip of my tongue, and then my brain just said, nope, and just shot it out. But I don't know how we would program that for the ghast noise. I don't think we can. I am doing well. Hope you are also. Too Tall, I am doing awesome. My brain is a little bit fried today, but because my schedule's a little messed up today. But otherwise, I'm doing great. Thanks. Do snowmen throw snowballs at gas? That might make noise. I was thinking before my skulk farm here, I was thinking of using the snowmen in a different way. But now that you mention it, that might be, Oscar, that might be something that'll do it, right? I don't want the gas firing at the snowmen, though. So because the fireballs will blow up the farm, right? So there must be a way that we can get a snowman in there so they can shoot snowballs, but the gas won't shoot back. So, yeah, get the snow golems, right? So, what if we did? Let's just try something like this. 1 E san si u. E san si u, like this. I think I'm in the middle there, right? Yeah, right here. So what if we did something like this? And let me see, blue ice. Let's get some blue ice. Or some packed ice. Some packed ice is what I want, right? Because our snow golem has to survive in the nether. All right. I think this will insulate him sound-wise. But let's just do that for now. Let's try something, maybe something like this. And let me see. Snow golem is what? That's 2 blocks of snow and a jack-o'-lantern on top? Or a carved pumpkin? Well, let's try it. Is it 1 or is it 2? I think it's 2, right? And then... There he is. Now, what if we did that? Oh, but see, he's triggering the skulk sensor when he moves. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. No, I think he's good. Yes, sir. Yes, 2 snow blocks and a carved pumpkin. Yep. So let's see what happens now. This is going to blow up my farm. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Snow Golem. Yeah, if you could just, yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Can he not see him through the... let's make another one over here. No, let's keep those. Let's take that out. And it's triggering only because I'm working on the blocks, right? Yeah, okay, that's me. Let's try a little something like that. And a little something like that. And let's see if we could do this. Oh, that's wool. We need snow. Wool block does not a snow golem make. Okay, that's just me working on the blocks. So he hasn't triggered it. But see, I'm thinking he should be firing at that ghast. He can clearly see him. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Nice try. Watching with bated breath, yeah. Well, it was a good thought, Oscar. What if we go into survival? I'm still in creative. I don't think that'll make any difference though, but I don't want the guests to see me. So let's get over to heal. I don't think that'll make any difference though, but we'll see. Yeah, I think those guys would be firing away. Oh, that would have been so cool though. Let me see. Well, from the wiki, snow golems move toward all monsters except ghasts. What the? And throw snowballs at them up to 10 blocks away, provoking them regardless whether they attack the player. Except ghasts. Dear Jib. Okay. I guess this is out. All right. What can we do to provoke these guys? We need to be able to make the ghasts move. Sorry, dude. Man, I was really hoping that would have worked. That would have been so much fun. See, he moved a little bit there, but yeah. Sorry, dude. Let me see. I feel like only players can aggro the ghast, right? Like if we had a piglin in there, the piglin will go after the hoglins, but I don't think he'll go after anything else, right? It's too bad because this thing is freaking awesome. I'm very proud of it, but I just need some way to get the ghasts to move just a little bit. Now, usually these kind of farms will use mine carts and stuff, but you can see mine carts are out of the question. And if the mine carts, because of the skulk sensors, but if the mine carts worked, then I would have just used the cactuses, and the cactus option would have worked just fine. The other thing I might be able to do is I might still be able to use mine carts. Like you can see, I have the minecart here going under the sensors, but the minecart is going over wool blocks, and so it insulates the sound from that. I could make a strip of wool and run a minecart back and forth across it. But like I said, I was finding like in survival that the minecarts would not grab the ghasts. It does in Bedrock, but it doesn't seem to do that in unless I'm doing it wrong. Yeah. All I need that guy to do is just travel a little bit. Yeah, I don't think ghasts are aggroed by any passive mobs or just any other mobs, really. I think they are only aggroed by players. Like, I could also, I might, I mean, if I put an iron golem in here, right? And, you know, I could make this out of obsidian, or so it would be able to be strong enough to withstand. Let me see. Iron Golem is going to need that many, I think, right? All right, that's just me. I was working, so I triggered it. But yeah, see? A ghast is just too chill, I think. So, yeah, that doesn't work. Dang. So I was really hoping that skulk sensor situation would work, but no. It does not work. I mean, I wonder what happens if I just let him loose in there. I mean, will he even go after the ghast? Well, I mean, yeah, he triggers it and it kills him. Yeah, dumb. Duh. Of course. But that was really more to see if there was any aggression between those two, and there's none. I wonder how long it'll take to kill him. Probably a lot. But I mean, it does sort of work. I mean, it's too bad. I just need the ghasts to be able to move. So I don't know. So there is that, right? I mean, it is cool watching the circuitry work, though, when it's doing its thing. Now, for an off switch, what I could do is I could have I could have a sticky piston just retract that lamp, and then there's nothing to conduct the redstone signal into the dispensers. The ghasts may still spawn, but then they'll just despawn, right? So I could have a circuit that runs around here, and then over here, the collection area, you could throw a switch, and then it would just retract those blocks out, and it would break that circuit. And then when you want to run it, you just hit it, and it just places the lamp back in place, and then yeah, I could do something like that. But I need these guys to do a little dance. Yeah, you need to. Like, see how much he moved just then, and it still didn't trigger anything. Yeah. Darn. This is one of those things. It's like, you know, you become attached to it, like you have a lot of affection for it, and it's like, I really want this thing to do its thing, but I think this is a dead end. So sad. Now, if this weren't the Nether, you could do something like a water stream, maybe. But I mean, what's the point? If you could do a water stream, you just have the cactus set up and the water would push it in. Besides, it's the Nether and you can't do that. So no water in the Nether. And again, this is because we don't have wither roses yet. We don't have a wither rose farm. I guess one of the other things we could do... Oh, how about pressure plates with note blocks underneath? I wonder if just the pressure plate alone would be enough. Just the noise of it clicking on and clicking off, Oscar. Are they spawning in here? Yeah. So this is the spawn pad. But you're right. I mean, we could do note blocks. Jesus, you know, that might work. Let's try that out. Okay, we have to place these a little bit differently because if we put, like, if we get, the arrows have to hit the wool, because otherwise the arrows hitting the block makes a signal that sets off the the skulk sensors, right? And so so I can't just replace those. So I would have to I'd have to do something like this. All right, let's get a note block. And let's just do something like, let's just do something like that. So like each one of these little quadrants has a note block in it, like this. This may be too many note blocks, it probably is, but you can see how effective the skulk sensors are. I mean, I'm just placing blocks here and they're going nuts. They're doing their thing. And you might think, well, you know, we have to have a lot of arrows to keep this arm. But, you know, we have a skelly farm. And the skelly farm just produces so many arrows that you usually just wind up just chucking them. So, you know, the arrow buildup in a skelly farm or a mob farm, just a general mob farm, is usually a problem. But you could just bring them all here and use them here in this kind of a farm. Again, this is not the most efficient farm, clearly. This is just for fun, you know. All right, I think each quadrant has a note block. All right. What is the lightest pressure plate? What is the lightest one? Light-weighted pressure plate. What's that, gold? All right, and I think that is the... And we've got tons of gold, so that's a good one to use. Oops. Well, Oscar, you're right about those pressure plates, man. They definitely trigger. It's just, will the ghast going over them trigger them? And again, you know, we want them close enough to each other where there won't be a big enough area for a ghast to just camp in, right? So spacing-wise, that's something to consider. And I don't... Oh, you know what, though, Oscar? This might... You know what, Oscar? This might affect spawning. Because I don't think that they'll spawn if in their 5x5 area. I don't think they'll spawn if there's a pressure plate in that 5x5 area. I don't think so. Oh, that definitely works. All right, Oscar, that's brilliant. So that works. Okay, now we have to consider the spawn area. So we have to put these like 5 apart. All right, so let's think about this. Let's restore it first, and then I can do some counting here. Because I'm sure... Oh, I'm sure this is a little too many And I think it'll affect spawns. Because I don't think things will spawn if there's a pressure plate there. So we need some spawn areas for them. And I also have to think note blocks too. Do we have enough? Do we have early game materials such that we can make note blocks? I think so. Let's think about this now. Oscar, that's brilliant. Well, let's try this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. They're not going to spawn there because of the skulk sensor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Okay, that will let one spawn here. All right, now we need to just go out 5 from each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's wool there. Darn it, I should say. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to go back and edit my VOD now. Ark, thunder. There's one right there can fit. We can put one here. Put one there. I got to float. Oh, no, we're good. I missed that wool block. Great. But I'm putting it within the 5x5 area. It has to be outside the 5x5 area, and that's going to cause some problems, I think. Okay, yeah, pressure plates will spawn proof them. Yeah, but as long as we have the 5x5 area, we should be good. Any chance of moving them to the overworld? I know Nebs built a ghast farm like that. Yeah, she did. In fact, we built one together on Generations. But that requires the Wither Rose setup for that particular farm. But if we move them into the overworld, we don't have to use the Wither Roses. We could use like water streams, I think, to move them in and just shove them into cactuses. One of the reasons why I can't do that yet, though, is the nearest Soul Sand Valley in the Nether has coordinates that are outside the imposed world border. So that's why I'm not doing that. So very specific parameters, restrictions for this. Yeah, see, and then that's right on there. Man, the pressure plate is a darn good idea. Let's see, it puts it right on the wool. Because you can think of this as being like the 5x5 area. Earth, like this. All the 5x5 areas are bound by these wool blocks. And those are right on those. Boy, the pressure plate thing is really close, though. It's so darn close. So I could put them like right along this row if I did it right. Like I could put one here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One here like this. 3, 4, 5. And then, I mean, I could do something like that. This would give them that entire area in which to spawn. And they'll actually spawn on the wool and with the torches, so they should be okay. And then I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and I can put corresponding ones right here. Right, and then I could put some corresponding ones here. Like that. I'd have that little section over there, but I think we'd be okay. Hawk. All right. So this should form... All right, let's let those calm down. This should form a spawnable area. Right? I mean, let's see what happens. See, my concern is that he can just camp between the pads. That's me. I activated one of the pads. And see, you need to have him spawn, but he needs to be able to... And then we sort of had the same problem, right? I mean... eventually he might move. Trying to figure out the gas mechanics, are we? Well, yeah, within the constraints that we have imposed upon us in early game right now. And I got like about maybe 80% there shot, and I was doing darn well, and then I couldn't get the gas to move. And then Oscar came up with a pressure plate idea, but still, we wind up with gassed camping. So this guy is just camping right on his spot, and I can't get him to move. And if I can get him to move, he'll cross a pressure plate. Well, okay. Almost, but not enough. You can see he can just camp right between the pressure plates. Is that possibly due to the space constraints? Yes and no. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I can raise the roof up by a block, and maybe that'll inspire him to move around a little bit because he can sort of fly. But then he won't be touching the floor, and he won't make enough noise to trigger the skulk sensors. I think if he's one block higher, though, maybe his tentacles brushing over the pressure plates would still kick them off. But that would involve me lowering the entire floor. So, see if I could just get him to move up. See? I mean, it works awesome once he moves. But getting him to move is difficult. And I can't put the pressure plates closer together because you need the 5x5 area so he can spawn, and he won't spawn if there's a pressure plate there. That mob proves it. So the floor may be what's causing it not to be able to move. You know, I'm wondering if bottom slabs. Of course, you know, I have the wool there too, so. That was me just moving slightly. I wonder if he will spawn on top of a skulk sensor. Of course, this also depends on us finding a deep dark biome or an ancient city within those world borders. What about raising the pressure plate by 1 after raising the roof by 1? Yeah, but God, that's a lot of work. Even in creative, that's a lot of work. See, that's a lot of work. I mean, I would do that off camera, but I'm wondering if they'll still spawn on a skulk sensor. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty innocent inside here, right? Until you get up top. Yeah, then it's like, wow, redstone. But I'm wondering if I stick a skulk sensor like right in and around the middle here. Like, I don't think I can put a spawn egg. Oh, I can. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't really test it like here in the creative world. But I don't know. Maybe we can just because mobs are supposed to be able to spawn on any solid block, and I don't know if a skulk sensor counts as a solid block. I thought they might have been too deep on top. Mostly they are, yeah. But actually you need too deep on the top because the dispenser has to be sufficiently sonically insulated enough so that when it discharges, it'll stop sending out sound, right? And so it needs at least 2 blocks height so it doesn't... All right, calm down. Calm down, please. There we go. It'll stop. There. All right. I'm wondering if we can... there's 2 distinctions, though. There's solid blocks and another category of blocks that's kind of like solid blocks, but they're not. And sometimes it's easy to confuse those. So I'm opening up the wiki right now. It says here that a skulk sensor is a solid block. Non-solid blocks, okay. But I believe in the preamble of this definition, it says not to be confused with, and then it has the other type. See, the only thing is I can't test the spawning here in the creative world. Well, I suppose I could go into the creative world's nether and go to the creative world's roof of the nether, and I could test it there, right? Yeah, I guess I could do that quickly enough. Yeah, let's try that. Let me see. I think I still have a portal over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. For the old iron farm. Hey, guys. All right. Let me see. Am I on the roof? Yes, I am. Good. All right, let's get away from them. First of all, where is this thing? It should be right around 0, 0. There. Yeah, close enough. Okay, good. All right, let's get a few blocks away. All right, we'll use this chunk. This is good enough. All right, so if we just put some blocks down here, like this. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get a 5 by 5 area. All right, now if we back away from this, I need a soul sand valley, right? I don't need a soul sand valley, but it'll still work in the other nether waste biomes. I think I proved that in season 2, unless an update has changed that. But it works best in a soul sand valley because less different mob types spawn there. Maybe we can use locate. Biome. Let me see. So roughly 300 by 100. Okay, close enough. So let's go this way. Let me see. 300. Okay, there's 100. Oh, we're actually almost there. Right. So this chunk, and then this chunk. It should be right here, right? Crimson Forest. Here we are. Nice. Okay, we'll use this chunk right here. So let me see. Great. And then we'll use some torches. So the other mobs won't spawn. We don't really need this many torches, but it's only a 5 by 5 area, so there we go. Let me see. My God, as I live and breathe. What about top slabs on that roof? That would increase space for movement. Yeah, but they don't make a wool half slab. And so again, that wool right there is for sound insulation. Jepo-tastic! Good morning from Glasgow. You are not in Glasgow, Scotland right now. You are not in Glasgow, Scotland right now. How are you? I am awesome, and I am in Glasgow. You are not. Just stop that. Just stop it. Stop. How are you? I'm doing excellent, thank you, and so much better for having you drop by, Jeppo. It's been a long time. So we have Oscar in, and who we haven't seen in a while, and Jeppo also. Tomorrow I'm heading back to London. Och. So how long? Uh, I would love to ask you all about your trip and stuff. So the last time I was there was in August of 2000. I took a photo of kilts and thought of you. I guess I should be flattered. Glasgow is quite a city. Like I haven't been there in like 13 years, so I don't know how much it's changed. But if this is Scotland, right? And let me see. You're here up in Glasgow. The Hebrides, right out in here, those islands. There's an island right across the water from Glasgow in Oban. That's called Mull. And my mother's clan's castle is there. It was more I saw the kilt in the window and thought of you and took a Yes, I know. I'm teasing you. Yeah, so if you go out to the Hebrides, I don't know if you got a chance to get out there or not, Jeppo, but they're beautiful. Skye, Mull. My mom's clan's holdings or territory out there is Mull is the main island, Duart Point. It's right across the water from where you're at. Might be able to catch the ferry over there, but I don't know because it's 8 hours ahead there right now. So it's what in the wee hours over there in the morning for you. So no time this trip, but hope to make it next time. Yeah, I understand. But Mull, Jura, Cole, and Turee are those isles there. And across the water too is there's some holdings on the land too over there, I think. But it's mostly the Hebrides. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been out there though. I brought Mrs. Thunderhand out there back before she was Mrs. Thunderhand, when she was just my smoking hot girlfriend. Fantastic. Yeah, that's where I proposed to her, in front of the clan castle and stuff out there. Good times. That was I was out there for 14 days. 14 days in Scotland. So let me see. You're in Glasgow, which is a fairly modernized city out there. Where else have you been out there, if you don't mind me asking? All right, let's head up here, and we're testing out. I really only need to be about 24 blocks away, but it'll help if I'm at 128 from the roof, which would put me at around 256. But that's build height. But oh yeah, my render distance is out, isn't it? Because I don't have it set. Oh, and I don't have the particles and stuff set. All right. If I come up here, let's do this. Oh, I actually do want to be in the same chunk though. So let's set it up right here. And let's just do the scaffolding. Be back in a few short time. Gotcha shot. Just to Glasgow to visit a friend for a few days. Oh, so you're probably in UK and then just shot up there and back. Okay. Yeah, I was there specifically for Scotland, so I could do the history and stuff. And but it's been fun wandering around the city, taking a teensy subway, etc. Yes. All right, let's head on up there. Only 3 cars. Oh, it's a 3-car subway train. Yeah, that's adorable. Of course, I just recently returned from Taiwan a couple of weeks back. So I'm very spoiled by the subway system there and the bullet train and stuff. It was super cute. Yeah, Scotland is very small. Greener! What are you sciencing? Greener, nice of you to stop by, my friend. I am sciencing our gas farm. And I'll show you shortly what I have. Right now I'm testing some spawnability. Jeppo and Greener. Are you guys going to start with the bulbous bouffant quotes now? You too? I'm probably high enough right now. Right here. Okay. Build height, and I can go down about 5 from build height. Right about here. That's good. All right, let's do this. Make ourselves a little platform. It should be okay though. And then let me see. Yeah, that's not going to help. All right, let's. And now we play the waiting game. I guess I could have something down there that would show me. Yeah, because I'd have to, I don't have mini HUD or anything in there. Maybe I can just turn particles off here. Graphics fancy, clouds fancy, particles decreased, minimal. Does that help? No, it doesn't. Gazebo. Muklux. I better get some Z's though, otherwise I might get tuberculosis. Good to see you guys, and so fun to see you from Scotland. Awk, nice. Thank you so much. This should be a command. Hey, I'm definitely going. I was just thinking about putting that in there about maybe while I was in while I was in Taiwan. That will be one. Yes, it will be, Jeppo. It will be. You get some rest, and very, very cool. And hey, if you would like, you're certainly welcome to post a couple of pics, maybe in the Discord, or direct us to your Discord, and if you posted them there, let me know. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be a lucrative way to test here. So have a good one. I'll sort it out soon. And hey, I don't think you've been streaming lately, so I look forward to the next Jeppo-tastic stream. Oh, why am I doing that? That's dumb. Yeah, so I was hoping I could get something to spawn here, just so I could test. And then I was going to put a skulk sensor down. And Greener and crew, I'm just curious as to whether I can get a gas to spawn on top of a skulk sensor. And Oscar Diggs and I made some pretty good progress on Greener, let me show you the farm I'm working on here. Where am I? I'm over here. So, Greener, we don't have, as you know, a wither rose farm yet. And so I was trying to come up with a ghast farm that, I was trying to sub out the the wither roses with sweetberry bushes. That didn't work. I was trying to use cactuses. That didn't work. And then I was using mine carts with cactuses to try to capture the gas and just ram them into the cactuses. And that didn't work. And so I came up with this overly complicated but super fun gas farm here. But the problem I'm having is the ghasts just tend to... See, when they move, they're fine. It works perfectly. But often they'll just sit here. Often they'll just camp, and they don't move. And they'll refuse to move. And they won't trigger any of the skulk sensors or anything. They'll just camp in their spots there. So Oscar came up with the idea, hey, pressure plates with note blocks. But the problem with that is that the pressure plates can't be in their spawn area because it'll effectively spawn-proof it. And they'll just camp in their little spawn area there. Probably not, since it's not a full block. Now, see, eventually they may move like that. But see, they'll just go to the next clear spot and then just camp. And so I need them to move. Right? So I need to inspire them to move. Not sure why they don't pathfind. I think it's just because, like Shut mentioned earlier, that the area just might be too confined for them, right? So they might need more, like the spawn area for them is 5 by 5 by 4, right? And so I'm thinking, yeah, it might be a little too tight for them. But if I raise the roof even by 1 block, that might inspire them to try to move around a little bit. But then I'm thinking, I must have removed some insulation there or something. But then I'm thinking they won't be touching the floor, the spawn pad, and they may not make any sound at all for the skulk sensor. And I'm not sure the tentacles brushing across the pressure plates will set it off. So we tried a couple of things like putting some snow golems out here, but the snow golems will fire at every single mob, hostile mob, except a ghast. So yeah, they're perfectly content just to camp out there. And if I could just get them to drift a couple of blocks, like a block or two in one direction or the other, and then they would set off the skulk sensors and trigger the arrows. Have you tried campfires? The thing is, will they spawn? Oh. I don't think the ghasts will die from a campfire, though, will they? I don't think they will. I think like nether mobs, they are immune to fire damage, right? Yeah, see? I think they're immune. Because, I mean, they just fly right down into lava and stuff, so. See, I'm wondering, if they try to pathfind out, if I give them like a fake way to pathfind out, like with trapdoors or something, so they think they can get out, but they can't. And then they would try to move toward that to get out of here. But I'm not sure. One of the things I have to be careful of, too, is that they... don't see the player moving around down on the ground or from a distance, right? Because then they'll start firing, right? So if you're on the roof of the Nether and you're approaching the farm, then they'll see you if they've spawned there, right? So first things first, let's see if they'll try to pathfind out if I open up a space for them. Now it's triggering now just because I'm... But see, just opening up a spot for them doesn't encourage them to try to move outward. So they're just content to just sit in their little spot there. See, once they move, I mean, it works like a charm. But I can't think of anything. We just need to get them moving. I mean, Oscar was very, very close with a suggestion here for the pressure plates. So what I was thinking of is in the spawn area, putting a skulk sensor in here, but then I don't think that they'll spawn. What about a periodic arrow timer that gets them moving? Yeah, you know, I guess we could do like a etho hopper clock, right? That just randomly every few minutes will just, I mean, and we could probably use the same circuit, right? Right, like we could just put the etho hopper clock right off the side here, right? Or maybe even just above the top here, and connect it right to the same circuit, and just send a pulse through, right? Yeah, I guess we could do that. Just every few minutes, just send some arrows down, right? I need to switch to standing mode, since we're more than halfway through the stream. Yeah, we might be able to do that with the hopper clock, right? So let me see. After a ghast spawns, yeah, it's going to go through tons of arrows, but think about it, though. The skeleton farm, the Skeloracerator, and just even your standard mob farm is usually just clogged with arrows. It's usually just, just clogged with arrows. And those farms being clogged with arrows is usually a problem, right? So I'm thinking, you know, this is a good way to get rid of them. Right. So, I mean, keeping this thing loaded with arrows isn't really a problem. And of course, once we get the wither roses, we can make a proper ghast farm, right? That'll crank out, right? But this I just thought was a fun idea to mess around with. Some of the other thoughts too were to actually make the portal design and bring it into the overworld, and then just use a water stream or something just to shove them into the cactuses, right? I mean, we could always do that too. But you know me, I like to play with some redstone. But it's like, man, it is almost there. It is almost there. But I don't know. Yeah, putting them on a clock. Putting them on a clock might be a good idea. I guess we would have to think of the amount of time that it would take after one spawns and gets killed before the next one spawns. So, I mean, how many seconds? I mean, it wouldn't be minutes, I wouldn't think. Have you looked at other designs, or would you like to follow your own process? I would like to follow my own process because I'm really into this, but I will tell you the other designs I've tried. Like I said, I've tried just replacing the wither roses with sweetberry bushes. I've tried that. The sweetberries don't kill them for some reason. I think they would. They would cause enough damage to kill them, but for some reason they don't. Wayland to Tone! How are you doing, Tone? So I've tried sweetberry bushes, right? And they would spawn amongst them, and then... but the sweetberry bushes weren't doing any damage to the ghast. And I don't know why. They should, but they weren't. And then just picking up the drops underneath like that through the floor with a hopper minecart. The next design I tried was using cactuses. So I tried using stationary cactuses, but we had the same problem with the ghasts not moving. So they were just sitting in their 5x5 area and not moving. So the cactus didn't work. And then I thought, okay, well, let's put the cactus on the outer edge and then just have minecarts in between strips of 5 blocks. And the minecart would just grab the gas and just ram him right into the cactus. But for some reason, the minecarts weren't picking up the gas. So I don't know why that wasn't working. But the minecarts weren't... and that's... If you go over to the gas farm in the Buffooncraft server right now, I think it's still set up that way with the minecarts. And, yeah, the minecarts weren't grabbing the gas. So I don't know why that wasn't working. So then I thought of this skulk sensor design. And then I became really interested in this. But of course, this also depends on us finding a deep dark or an ancient city within the world borders too. So, what about entity cramming with minecarts somehow? I think I see where you're going with that. But the minecart would have to... Like, how many ghasts have to fit within the hitbox area? Yeah, you'd still need to get the ghast in a tight spot and then keep them there. And if we could do that, then the cactus system would already work, right? If we could get them jammed into a spot like that, then the cactus system would already work. We could just grab them and shove them into a cactus. Could it be because the minecart was going through the center of the hit? Oh, wasn't going through the center of its hitbox. That, you know, shot. That's probably why it wasn't working, because it can't just grab it on the side. And if we were to try to put it through the right through the center of the 5x5 area, then we would mob proof it, right? So I think the best way so far is this way. It's just a matter of getting the gas to move. And I think Greener's suggestion of just having this system on a clock and just having it fire intermittently, just to get it going, right? Just to force them to move. Just to get some movement going. I think that would do it. I think that would do it. Like, even if I had a gas just camping there, right? Let's put him in his zone. Like right. Okay. I don't want to be on the floor because I'll make it fire. Okay. He's in a safe space, everyone. All right. Now that we're out of there, we're calmed down. Now this is a situation that we want to rectify. So he's just camping out there doing his thing, right? Hey, you know what might work, though? Maybe the hopper minecart can help us out. The hopper minecart can help us out because what I did was I insulated the skulk sensor so the hopper minecart won't keep triggering it, but maybe we want it to trigger it. You could just use the clock while we wait for skulk sensors. Yeah, we could do that. Well, even with the skulk sensors, though, we'd still need the clock. But I'm thinking we could use the hopper minecart. Our question, is it possible that the ghast isn't moving because you are being uncreative? That would be... Yeah, no. So we already tried that shot. So I'm in survival, but like I said, he's just camping there. He's just content to sit in his spot. I missed that. Sorry. Don't apologize. Yeah, like, see, something is setting it off right now. And is that him doing that? So is he setting it off in the other zone somehow? Or is the hopper minecart doing that? Is there a block in its hitbox? Oh, man. Look at all the hitboxes for all the arrows. Let's clean up so we can see things a little easier. Yeah, I can't see his hitbox at all because of the... But see how he's like right in between the pressure plates? But he needs to be in between the pressure plates because... You know what? I wonder if it's just... If I could add just another pressure plate like right here. Because you can see where he's like just over... You know what? Let's just try to do that. More pressure plates. So if I did something like this, and like this, and like this, and if I just push him out of the way there. So here would be the next spawn zone, right? And so we could put one maybe there, here. But see, you know, we cut down our spawn places when we do this, right? And then maybe one like this. And then we'll have this spawn pad over here. Right? You can see, let me see. I guess we could put like this, maybe one like that. That would be this spawn pad, and then this spawn pad over here. We could get one there. Like this, and then we could put maybe like another one there. So that way, you know, because you can see often he'll just drift outside sometimes, right? But it does reduce our spawning area a lot. So like we've now confined that as a spawning area, right? I think I wanted this one over here. Or maybe, no, here's fine. And then maybe like, maybe another one like right there, possibly. Right, and so that gives us a couple of different spawning areas. But it drastically cuts them down, right? See, he can camp out there. He's almost on that plate. Let me see. Would the torches act as a block being in its hitbox? No. Give them breathing room. 1 block above. Yeah, we were thinking that. That's me moving around, I think. Giving them breathing room 1 block above. Greener, I was thinking that, but then I'm thinking if they drift up by 1 block, I don't think that they'll contact the floor enough to make sound to set that off. Right? So they might, or their tentacles coming over here, would they trigger the pressure plate? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing I did want to try is using the hopper minecart down below as the clock that you were suggesting before. I think we can use that. If I just remove the wool from right around the sensor, it'll just automatically trigger it when it goes by. And we might not even need any of this stuff. I might put the note blocks and pressure plates in there anyway. Ooh. Hawk. Anyway, just to increase its effectiveness, but we might not even need that. So, yeah, let's get out of here. Because this is getting annoying. And let's shut it off. I'm thinking of having pistons that'll just pull away the lamps as a way to shut off the farm. Just have a circuit that goes around and shuts them off. But what I was thinking was, like, here is the skulk sensor. Right there. And what we could do is just do something like that. Now, when the hopper minecart runs over this, it doesn't have any wool to insulate the sound. It should trigger that from below. The moment of truth. And it didn't. Okay, let's try a few more. Hawk. And let's get the other corners as well so we don't have to wait quite so long. Because this was a problem before, and I'm thinking, nice. Nice. Now, the arrows didn't fire because I have it shut off. All right, so that might actually work for us. Tentacles, no, but them wandering probably would. Maybe? Wouldn't their screech and whine cause to go off since bats activate them? Apparently not. I don't know. I was trying to, when they're camping there, and they're doing their chortling noise, it doesn't seem to activate it. One of the things I was thinking was using one of those new skulk sensors. What are those things called? Calibrated skulk sensor. But I don't know how I would calibrate that to that chortling noise that they make. Because that might be a way to do that. But of course, buffoons, this also relies entirely on us being able to find a deep dark biome or an ancient city within the current world borders. There we go. But see, Greener, I'm thinking that the Hopper minecart could be used as the clock, and we can get a 2-for-1 there, right? Just as it reaches the corner of each one of these. Let me see. I have to open that up. Yeah, we should be good there. That when it gets over to these, it'll automatically fire them and get the chain reaction going, right? Yeah, see? Let's try that. Now see, now it's going to take a little break. And then when it hits this corner, it should go off again. And then hits that other corner, should go off again. That might do it. I found some, I think, Flying and Nova have a catalyst or two. You know where there's a deep dark, sir? You know where there's an ancient city within the world borders? We need 4 skulk sensors. That's all we need. Just 4. A catalyst or 2. Yeah, and I don't think we can craft a skulk sensor, right? I don't think so. I don't think those are craftable. Nope. We need is a catalyst because you can cause sensors to spawn. Oh, that's right. Yeah, if we use the catalyst, we can make sensors spawn, right? Yeah, we need 4, Your Majesty. But actually, I think this will do it, right? I think this is the solution. Just use the Hopper minecart as the clock. So no matter where he is, eventually the skulk sensor will be triggered and hit him, right? Just use the Hopper minecart as a clock. So kind of along Greener's idea. There you go. There it is. And it shouldn't matter where he spawns because at some point one of these will trigger eventually. It'll get around. Here it comes. Now, even if he moves to a safe space, it'll still come around and hit him anyway, right? There it is. All right. One last thought. We might be able to do this with observers and not use skulk sensors at all. Thinking if we put an observer in each corner, facing down with the butt facing up, when the cart rolls underneath it, it'll set off the observer, send a pulse up through, and trigger the arrows, right? Too tall. Good game, you did it. Well, we got something working. All the hive mind together figured it out, which is my favorite kind of stream, by the way, is when we're working on something like this and everybody's pitching in ideas and then we all come together and get some. I love that. That's my favorite kind of stream. Plus, as far as I know, no one's ever made this kind of ghast farm before. So we made a new ghast farm, everyone. Is it the best, most productive ghast farm? No. Is it the coolest one? Probably. Probably. Would a dispenser in the floor pointing up get triggered by a pressure plate? I'm just glad no whiteboard. Not this time, too tall. You're lucky. Not this time. Let me see. Would a dispenser in the floor pointing up get triggered by a pressure plate? So the pressure plate on top of the dispenser? I think that's easy enough to test, right? Oh, greener. That would be a game changer, right? Hawk. Let's do something like one more. And if it could fire up through the pressure plate. Yeah, in fact, that's what I want to do right there. Duh. All right, let's do this. Let's borrow some arrows. Oh, yeah. It works, Greener. Then you wouldn't need to worry about smaller space. We would be able to buffoon the heck out of that. Then activator rail on the track also trigger the dispenser when the cart goes by. Will it will it power upward like that, though? will it transfer the power up to this? Because if that's the case, we wouldn't need the pressure plate at all, right? Let's try it. How much time do I have left of the stream? I only have 11 minutes. And I'm like, I want to do this so bad. I mean, this already works, so we've already accomplished that. Now, optimizing, simplifying. Let me see. What do we want? Hopper, minecart, right? There we go. Detector rail. Usually, though, it just kicks out the contents, right? Hands. We might not need those, though. I don't think I had an activator rail on there before, did I? I don't think so. Let's try it. No. The only thing is, I think that these only output signals sideways. I don't think that they work vertically. Oh. I hear clicking. Oh, yeah. In this case, you wouldn't even need the pressure plate, right? Look at that, would you? So we could do this without the skulk sensors at all, and just have it put the we could put the dispensers. Now the thing is, will these drop down from the ceiling again? But it wouldn't matter though, right? And this doesn't have anything on top of it, so it would just we would have all that spawn area available. Greener, that is super smart. Very well done, team. That does it, right? That does it. That is so much simpler. So using the minecart and then just putting the detector rails in various locations would, and then all of that redstone goes away. That's a much simpler farm. That is a much simpler farm. Right where I have that black wool, you could put a dispenser at each one of those locations with a detector rail right there. Yep. Oh, yeah. Super cool. Let's see. I'd strategically place those nudge sleepers and keep an array of pressure plates so you'll kill them faster to increase rates. Yeah. Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I'm just thinking though that with the dispenser, enough dispensers placed like this, it should dispatch them pretty quickly. And just not rely on their movement or the skulk sensors or anything at all, or the pressure plates. Just trigger these, right? In fact, let me see. I can't redstone them all together, right? Not while preserving this. I don't think. Because if I could just get them to all fire at once, right? Because this would cut down, it would remove all of that from the top. But you're right, though. The pressure plates, yeah, maybe. Because if it's over here triggering these ones and the gas is on this side, it'll take that much time for it to get over and get over here to kill them, right? But if you had the pressure plate thing still, then you're right. It would kill them faster and allow them to spawn. But the only thing that the pressure plate does, though, is it cuts down the spawn pad area, right? I have one major question. How do we recover the arrows to replace them in the back in the system? We don't. At the mob farms and the Skeloracerator, we have too many arrows is actually a problem. So just coming back here every now and then and restocking them is not that big of a deal. And it only fires them one at a time. That's how it could be. The other thing I was thinking of, since it's Soul Sand Valley, maybe a skeleton farm next to it or something, right? So you could get the arrows right there from and then somehow ship them over. But wow, that's a lot of work. Plus there's mob cap and stuff like that to think of, right? Yeah. But I don't think restocking that with arrows is going to be really that big of a deal. Shot, we get the king to delegate a buffoon to go in and collect the arrows. Who's the lucky buffoon? I delegate Chris. Flying villager, I have a task for you. But we proved out some really cool ideas here, people. And we're pretty much at the end of the stream. We got about 2 minutes. You know, I really like how one idea leads to the other idea, leads to the other idea, and then brings us down to the optimal. That's cool. It's my favorite kind of stream, like I mentioned earlier. All right. I think we made enough progress here. We can then log off and then get into the Buffooncraft server later tonight and start rigging this thing up, getting this thing working. It's going to be fun. All right, with that, let's log off and let's see if we can set up a raid here. Let's go right over to Kumaqua. All right, so if you would like to join us, here's a raid message in the chat. You can copy and paste that into the chat and join us if you would like. I highly encourage you to. Kuma is an awesome and very, very funny streamer. What's he doing right now? It looks like... I can't see because of ads. It looks like he's co-streaming right now, but I can't actually see it. But anyways, let's set up the raid. I will be sure to log your suggestion. Of course, yes. So let's go right out to Kuma. Family-friendly viewers. Sometimes there's some mature language, but it's a very, very fun stream and a very cool community. So please, I highly encourage you to, if you can't stay for the entire stream, just at least stop in, say hi, and maybe drop a follow or sub if you feel so inclined. Our next stream will be Wednesday. That'll be a generation stream, building on the survival server. The following stream after that will be Friday. That will be a Buffooncraft stream. But the little family comes home from Taiwan very, very late Friday evening. So I think I can still get that stream out and I won't have to reschedule it. And then next Sunday, the return of Kacchee Time. I had to set the peak of the gain on there. But some of you have been mentioning that you've really missed Kaachee. Kaachee has missed streaming. He's missed all of you guys. And so next Sunday he'll be back and we'll do some Kacchee Time on Sunday 4 to 6. All right, with that, let's raid out here. And there we go. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by for today's stream. My favorite kind of stream. Plus, some folks that are very dear to me stopped in that I haven't seen in a long time. Oscar, thank you so much for dropping in. And Jeppo, too. Jeppo, I've really missed your streams and having you drop by. It's really cool to see you guys. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. And let's raid out now. Bye for now, everyone.